Hello, everybody. So look, we're 3, 4, 5 seconds into what is unfortunately a podcast. Unfortunately, it has come to this. I'm making a podcast. As you know, this is Joe Riley because there's no way that you guys would know about this if you didn't know me. So between the 19 to 24 of you that are listening to this, I really greatly appreciate it. We'll see what happens. Well, I don't really even know what this is yet, but figured I'd try it. If you listen, I'll give you $1. If you let me quiz you to prove that you listened, I'll give you $2 on Venmo. So Venmo me. This first episode is just kind of me doing a couple impressions of a notable NPR host and a Wisconsinite that some of you might already be familiar with. So that's what we got. I appreciate you listening. Feel free to send me a text and let me know what you thought. Without further ado, this is the, I guess what we're calling the Joe Riley podcast until we figure out something better. And we hopefully will shortly because that's a terrible name.
From WBEZ Chicago, it's This American Life. I'm Ira Glass. Each week on our program, as you know, we choose a theme. We bring you stories on that theme. This week's show, what else? The COVID-19 crisis. An international pandemic. How do you cover something like that? How do you cover something that's going to change the world forever, or at least in the foreseeable future? We talked about it in our production meeting, and we decided, let's not screw this one up. Let's let you tell the story. So that's what we did. We called some people. We checked in. We want to know, are you okay? What is your plan? How do you see this going? Talk to young people, old people, people in cities, people in urban areas. It's so seldom in America, given how different we all are, that we all deal with something at the same time. Obviously in different ways, but we are all stuck in the same situation. And we learned a lot. But after all that, we talked to one man in South Milwaukee, Wisconsin. His name was Ron. And let me just say, after talking to Ron, we just could not stop. We could not stop talking to Ron. And we thought, you know what? We have a whole show here. So to kick off our first Corona episode, we've got a dedicated program to just that. Ron. The secret to possibly unlocking just how we got here. The devolution of American thought in one man. Ron from South Milwaukee. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to listen to Ron talk with me for about an hour when our program continues. Welcome back to This American Life. I'm Ira Glass. As we talked about in our intro, we are talking about COVID-19, coronavirus. Our first part of our show comes to you in Act 1, an interview I conducted with a man in South Milwaukee who's still trying to get by. Ron, are you there?
Yeah.
Ron, so good to have you. How are things?
It's just pretty good. Not bad. How are things out there bordering with the fibs down there?
I'm not familiar with the term.
Oh, yeah, just yanking your dick there. Fibs is fucking Illinois bastard.
Okay. So how are things going in Wisconsin? I know we're so close neighboring states. Are you able to get by right now?
Yeah, well, I heard them talking about it on the news, talking about everybody getting sick. But I've been sick for the last couple of years. They thought, when I was younger, my mom had polio way late. Then nobody had polio, and my mom got polio. And I was born in a still lung. So I was born sick. I've had gastric bypass. I've had a hysterectomy. So it's been a long year for me.
I'm sorry, you said a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
Interesting. So talk to me about a normal day in this new normal, this new pandemic America.
Well, I wake up and I go to the hospital. The hospital's got the best snack machine around. So I go up to the hospital, St. Luke's, and I say that I'm a delivery man. And they say, well, what are you delivering? And I say, what? And I walk past as quick as possible, and I go to the snack machine because, one, they don't gouge you because Where they get you is upstairs, where they charge all the procedures, arm and a leg. You get your arm fixed nowadays. They charge you for the leg. So from what I tell people, hey, you want the best, whatchamacallit? You gotta go to St. Luke's Hospital. And so I notice a lot of folks wearing masks. Even folks that don't work at the hospital. I said, what's the big deal mask for? My breath? Because I got pretty bad. I got the where people can't talk to you so good because you stink. And I said, no, you ain't heard about the virus. So I learned from someone who had it. I sat right next to him for a couple hours. He told me all about how sick he was.
So if I had this straight, you every day go to a snack machine at a hospital and you buy snacks for yourself, and you talk to sick people without a mask, and you talk to them about this COVID crisis that you had somehow not known about until walking into a hospital every day.
So I talked to them a little bit because God knows my wife don't want me at home no more because she got laid off. I didn't ask why. Because she works as what does she do? She used to work up there by Highway 100 West Bend. She used to do filing for somebody, some shit I don't remember. But now, she's just at home all the time because she got laid off. But thanks to Trump, I get more money than ever before because they're sending out the dang checks. So I've been, going up to the hospital. Ain't no sports on TV. That was our thing. Pissed me off. So I'm getting on TV. I'm trying to turn on the ESPN, and there's nothing on. I'm thinking, why are we watching replays? Replays of damn games from 2008. And so then somebody said it's because of the big sickness. I said, the thing that's going up to the hospital, that's all over? So yeah, I found out that's the whole deal, all over the place.
Yes, it has certainly been something that's gripped the entire nation. It's caused NBA, NFL. The NFL's paused its draft.
Wow, what?
The NFL has paused its draft and won't conduct an in-person draft.
What the fuck? Damn it! That's what I was looking forward to the most. Was watching the draft at the bar.
From what I understand, there's no bars that are open. At least there shouldn't be any bars open right now.
No, yeah, it ain't got its liquor license, nothing like that. It's my friend Denny owns it, and he don't own it. He rents out his apartment, but it's got a big enough window it looks like a storefront, but it's actually just a hole that he put cellophane paper over, and it's my local watering hole. It's called Georgie's.
Georgie's. Well, that sounds like a great place to sit down and talk to everyday Americans.
Oh yeah, it ain't. Some of the saddest shit I've ever seen was in Georgie's. I saw, a couple people die there yesterday. They just dropped dead. They started coughing and they dropped dead. And the paramedics were so busy with something that they couldn't even get there for a while. They were coughing up something nasty, though. I tell you what.
Could it be possibly the cough sounds like one of the symptoms of the virus?
I don't know. You're the expert. That's why I tell everybody at the hospital when I walk over. You're the expert. Everyone's trying to tell me what to do, but they're the ones. They're the ones that seem scared. I ain't scared of that virus. My whole thing, if I can't see it, I ain't scared of it. You know what I mean? I'm scared of a bill in the mail. That's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of a damn bear. I ain't scared of no damn virus. It's too small to see.
Too small to see. And I think for many people that's interesting. They find that that's more scary, not being able to see it, not being able to see it coming. It being such an insidious thing, the idea of not seeing what you're afraid of.
Yeah, it's very insidious. It's very insidious in that. But for me, things to be afraid of. In-laws that you owe money to. The 7-Eleven guy you owe money to. The local newspaper boy that you got in a fight with and lost to. So there's a lot going on that I'm afraid of, that I got real worries. I ain't got no time to worry about no damn crow something. We got birds in my neighborhood that attack. Big ones. You're telling me I should go outside? I can't go outside because the damn virus is so tiny, but there's our damn birds. Attack me every day. Damn white seagulls.
White seagulls. Are there any other kind of seagulls that you've seen?
There's ones with the white heads that got the yellow beaks that are big and black.
Oh, that's an eagle. It's American eagle. It's the symbol of our nation.
Yeah, well, it's white, white seagulls and black seagulls.
You gonna dig this? I know. I know. I know.
Welcome back to This American Life. I'm Ira Glass. If you're just joining us, our program today was supposed to be about coronavirus, COVID-19. The plan? We were going to contact some local NPR affiliates, send them to some hospitals, food banks, the front lines, see how things were going in your city, let you tell the story. But then we heard some sound back from a hospital in Milwaukee of a man named Ron, and we were transfixed by Ron. We could not get enough of Ron. The type of man so out of place in modern society that he just might hold the key to understanding how things went so wrong in this country. A man who, during 9/11 probably would have been arguing with a hot dog cart about relish or something while the towers fell. So Ron, it does seem like your life has been really influenced in a real way by this virus, kind of unbeknownst to you, kind of under your nose, which is such a unique experience because for many Americans, virtually every single one, it seems like they did know this was happening, at least for the last calendar month.
Yeah, people talk, but everybody's always talking. Part of my routine, I get on sports radio first thing I do in the morning, call the morning show, say an opinion, don't listen to anything, nothing. I don't want to hear what they've been talking about. I'm just going to say my part. I need to share my voice. I don't listen to news. I don't even listen to damn sports news because they all got, it's all politics. It's all politics. Who's doing this? Why? What? Whatever. All these guys getting paid so much money to play damn sports. High school, I played sports. Didn't make no damn team because, at West Dallas Central, it's all politics there too.
From what I understand, you've been, going about your daily life against the guidelines and laws of your state, of the country right now. Were there any indicators that kind of let you know that things even seemed a little bit different to you?
Now that you mention it, I went down there by Little Caesars to get a $5 hot rate, and they said they weren't taking cash no more. I said, wait, that's the first time I ever heard that in my life, not taking cash. They said it was dirty. And there was this big damn glass at the front. They wouldn't even shake my damn hand.
All that adds up, Ron. All that adds up. People are encouraged to not use money. People are encouraged to not leave the house. There are face shields that are up to help prevent the spread of the virus. And I've never even heard of someone being insulted by a pizza store clerk not shaking their hand. I've never heard of that.
Well, he was a man, and I'm a man. And my plan was to squeeze his hand as hard as I could, because that's how you let people know that you're a man. And everywhere I go, even during the, this whole thing, I'll reach out to somebody, I'll squeeze their hand as hard as I can, sometimes with two hands. Because, gotta let them know I'm still a grown man.
Yeah, and that feeling of inadequacy, especially from someone who has such little to offer, so few things going for them. I'm sure that things like that, those very personal things, those personal actions probably mean a lot to you. I get the sense that you're the type of person that looks to get in arguments with bus drivers.
Well, actually, not to mention Ira, I did have an issue on the bus. Went on the stop, tried to get on the bus in the front, and then the bus driver said I can't get on the front. They made me get in the back of the bus. Says I gotta get on the back. So of course I'm thinking, no, I'm trying to pry the doors open. Nah, you let me on the front of the bus. I ain't getting on no back of the bus. I said, what you mean? I'm like the famous black lady, bus lady, famous black bus lady. What,
And Ron, just by famous black bus lady, you mean civil rights icon Rosa Parks, correct?
Yeah, it's Rosa Parks. Civil rights. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe I'm an icon. Because I pry the doors open, so sure enough, here comes the driver. Thinking he runs the damn bus,
Well, who else would run the bus in that situation, Ron?
Well, the customer's always right. But that's what I told him. He said, we ain't even taking fares. We ain't taking no money, so they ain't no customer. And I said, oh, yeah, you are. So I pulled out my cash, and I jammed it in a machine. And he was saying to get away from the machine. I said, no, you're taking my damn cash. Yeah, he's trying to get me away from the cash machine, just like Rosa Parks.
I mean, even when you're being given the option of not paying for things, you're inflicting or possibly diseased money on people over what? A sense of misplaced pride, I would imagine. I mean, it's truly tragic listening to that story, Ron. And Ron, I would just be, I'd be remiss if I didn't clarify that you understand that the reason they're not letting people in the front of the bus is to prevent, the bus drivers who are putting their lives at risk by providing public transportation to people so they don't get sick, so that they reduce their interaction with people, so that they're able to do their job.
Oh, come on, that's over the virus too? The whole bus? God, so this thing's really really going around, huh?
Yes, Ron, the thing that has ground the entire planet into a unanimous halt has stopped every waking person from living the life that they were 2 months ago. Yes, that's the thing that is really going around. It seems, you are on a lockdown. Well, Milwaukee is on a lockdown. Wisconsin is locked down, similar to Illinois. And so much of what we see in this little corridor, this I-94 corridor where Chicago and Milwaukee are connected, in that we share things, and we also there's this rivalry there, and I feel so often that you really get a taste for this Rust Belt kind of loser, kind of nobody, and I think from what we do on This American Life sometimes is find the right loser. I think that you are that loser, and I think that we should keep this going around. I think this is very productive for both of us, because so often we're looking for the right person to kind of dissect. And even if we dissect you, I mean, not just, psychologically, but literally. I mean, if we put you under the knife to figure out what's so wrong, what happened that was so wrong, I think that would be very fascinating for everyone, just to see how bad things have gotten in these nowherevilles, in the midst of these urban areas.
Yeah, well, do my part. People try to talk to me. And a census worker came by, asked me stuff. It's good to feel needed by, folks. So, but just, give me a call. I don't listen to your show because, I don't go that way. I'll be a call-in guy. Just like on sports radio, I'll call in, say my piece, and then be on my way.
I think we can learn a lot from you. I think you could be a test subject for so many things. We could really figure out how to fix this country by seeing, how things went so bad for you.
Okay, yeah. Well, what are you doing later today?
I mean, this would be an ongoing series, talking to you, getting to know you.
Well, I don't got a phone, so there's 3 hotspots I like to use for payphones.
You're on a payphone right now?
Yeah, it's saw the guy using it before. He was pretty gross. He didn't have damn masks. Everyone's wearing the damn masks, and he was coughing pretty good too. So I'm on a payphone right now.
On a payphone, and that's such the nostalgia that must involve your life. It seems like you've gotten all the worst parts, all the bad parts, the lingering stains that we care to forget. Those are still so much part of your daily life.
Yeah, I don't trust damn cell phones. Can't trust them. I'll tell you what. This is something I always live by. You can't trust what you can't afford. Okay, cars, can't trust them. Steak, don't trust it. I don't not eat steak because I don't like it. I don't eat it because I can't trust it. Something that expensive that came from damn cows I ate cheeseburgers with. Come on, it ain't that different.
Yeah, and even that opinion is so strange that I would just love to talk to you further about that. There's so many ideas. We came on wanting to talk to someone about a COVID experience, and here we are talking to someone who is interacting in the real world when they shouldn't be. And I would argue even that you leaving the house in any condition and influencing the world is a net negative for everyone you might see.
Yeah, and another thing is that they should just, get on with it. Listen, life comes at you. Let me tell you what. I got hit by a bus. It hurt. I swiped myself off. I sued the city, lost because I lied about getting hit by a bus, and I moved on. And that's just life.
And Ron, just before we lose you for the day, I want to ask, what does your week look like? Are you going to be alive this time next week?
Lord willing, just, came out of church mass a couple minutes ago. Boys, pretty damn boring. They didn't even want to go.
Well, so help me understand. So you went to church that you didn't even want to go to. I mean, again, everything's locked down. There's not even supposed to be any services being held right now. It's actually a church and state issue that's really been a lively debate throughout the entire country about whether people have the right with their religion to expose others to risk by gathering for church service. So you're telling me that you're risking your safety and the safety of others to go to a mass that you don't even like.
Yeah, you know what they say. Church is boring and I hate it, but, gotta hedge your bets. That's what they say. So, for whenever I die, of whatever I die from, it's good to know that I got church points on my side. So, ain't so bad. Get the free cookies there. They're pretty bland. But, a little bit of wine. Free wine's always good.
So are you a Catholic?
Yeah, I was born, Irish guilt.
Are you Irish?
No. Whatever. It don't matter, everyone wants to talk about where they're from. Hey, you're from South Milwaukee just like the rest of us, so, enough. I don't care what part of Europe you're from. You know what I'm saying?
I actually do. I do a little bit know what you're saying there. I will say it's refreshing to hear someone not so obsessed with their country of origin as I know some people are. I mean, that's actually become a very divisive issue in our country as well, like blood testing, mapping the human genome.
Yeah, mapping the human genome. Yeah. It's been a big problem here too in Milwaukee, mapping the human genome.
Yeah, and I can tell you have no idea. I could read you a news story and you would have no idea what I was talking about. You live as if you are insulated or like a caveman, thawed out and come to life, but you live every day and go outside. I mean, you really are a wonderful specimen that I think that could be studied in a way. Would you like to be, someone that we exploit in that way?
Yeah, exploit the genome. If you're exploiting the genome, it sounds like a payday to me.
Who knows where this could go? But this is public radio. I mean, we get paid.
You're getting paid?
Yes, this is my job.
But why don't I get paid when I call into sports radio?
I mean, do you not know the answer to that?
No, I do. I just want to hear it from your lips, Ira.
See, again, I it's like arguing with not even a child, but like a dog, or not even a dog, like a puppy, who's like a sad puppy in the Rust Belt at a diner, and you're stupid and you're reading the paper. And no one can even figure out how the puppy even learned to read. So even then, it's impressive. But I would love to just dig in, just burrow inside of your brain. You're just a fascinating loser.
Oh, well, you sound like my damn mother-in-law, and I know when I'm being disrespected. So, I'm a hard guy to find, just so you know, because, they asked me to do this thing. So you got some nerd comes up to St. Luke's Hospital, wants to talk to people about COVID, and then all of a sudden, I'm on damn radio. And I thought this whole time they wanted to talk about Packers Bears. And I was like, yeah, you're from Chicago? So, yeah, let's talk about it. Because you're trying, the fools down there are still trying to think Mitch Trubisky's got to be a good quarterback. I could run the damn Bears better than you could. No, down there in Chicago.
That might be true. I would love, Ron, to be able to talk to you about, politics. I'm just fearing, I have children, I have a wife. I'm afraid that if I heard you talk, shared your opinions on politics, that I would either have a heart attack or some sort of brain aneurysm. And again, I'm a provider to a family, so I'm not sure I can even risk that type of conversation with you. But there's this sick curiosity. If I were to say something to you, like Pizzagate, what would you say back?
Pizzagate. Well, it's established fact that they've been molesting kids at Pizza Huts all over the country for years now. The establishment Dems. So Domino's, Little Caesars. There's some local places here. The Tostitos pizza rolls companies, factories. They've been doing that for years. So the fact that took so long to become a major story to me, surprised me, but just shows you how gullible the folks in media really are, that they thought that this stuff wasn't going on. Pizza. The only good one among them, the only guy that I trusted was Papa John. And of course, he got ousted, like a damn regime change. They put Shaquille O'Neal and they replaced Papa John because Papa John, fires from the hip, can't say anything no more. Radical feminists, keyboard warriors, you can't say, and Papa John, I guess, learned it the hard way, racial epithets on a conference call about pizza. If I was a leader of a major pizza conglomerate like Papa John, I'd have lost my job 20 damn times. That just shows you, social justice warriors, how they changed the damn country. And they just hand his whole dang operation over Shaquille O'Neal. So that ain't right. But yeah, Big Pizza's been in the pocket of, Epstein and the whole gang for years now, years.
I hope that, that somewhere this recording is going to be just that 2 minutes of you just deranged rambling about a sick man that gets entered into some national archive, where hopefully we can say this is where things were the worst, and that they improve from there. And I think the only way that we're going to, again, get to the root of this issue is to better know you. It was a trial balloon. I wanted to see, as a litmus, what you would offer on the plate. And here we are. We ended up, talking about Papa John and your affinity for him and your trust in him when it seems that you trust no one. I'm very excited. I'm scared of where this path is going to lead to be totally forthcoming, Ron.
Well, gotta take risks. Like, listen, you got Rick's kick for the biscuit, and I got people I owe money to, as I alluded to earlier. I picked that up because your producer said I alluded to earlier when he said I should not swear so damn much. I said, what does alluded mean? And he explained it. So we all learn different ways. Like when I was at school, I would learn by being sent down to the basement until my mom picked me up.
You spent your whole day in school in a basement?
Yeah, a good chunk. They didn't know what to do, so I put me in the damn basement. Well, it was big. I had a lot of chances to run around. Used to bunk my head on stuff because I couldn't see nothing.
Wow. So many things have to fail. So many things have to fail for this to happen. And yet, here you are, an alive human being in his 40s. You're still alive. And so you are at once so lucky and so unlucky at the same time. You should be dead. By all intents and purposes, you should be dead. Everything you've told me. You go to the hospital every day to buy snacks. During a pandemic. You are such an enigma that I would just love to explore. So, listeners out there, we will talk to Ron. It will be an ongoing series, getting to know Ron. We will finish what the New York Times attempted to do by talking to Middle America, but we will not beat around the bush. We will give you the worst person we could find from what many people try to share as the real America, the real grassroots America. And you know what? I think we might have found it. And I think we're all going to be a little bit disgusted when we get through this. Ron, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.
What?
Thank you so much. This is American Life.
So that is it for the first episode. Again, I really appreciate you listening. I'm guessing this is going to be posted on Apple Podcasts for the foreseeable future. I want to thank Caroline Jakes for producing this episode, for Riley Batcher as a contributing editor, for letting me know, as always, what's not funny. Yeah, we will see you hopefully next week with a new thing. I don't know what that thing's going to be yet. Maybe some sort of impression thing. Maybe not. Still figuring that out. But thank you for listening. Greatly appreciate it. Hope everyone's doing well. We will see you soon on, again, what is hopefully not called the Joe Riley Podcast. Thanks so much.
Before we leave today, I just want to include a special shout out to all the parents out there stuck at home with their kids. No school. Stir-crazy kids in the house all day. I know I'm dealing with it as well. So I thought, what better opportunity to have my daughter on to share one of her experiences stuck at home. And with that, I'd like to introduce Ella. Ella, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. How have you been dealing with this whole thing?
Good and bad.
Good and bad. And I think that's such a popular experience for people. Good and bad. Here we are, getting to spend more time with our family than ever before, maybe than we ever will, while also hating it. And I understand you had a very interesting experience in the bathroom today. Tell me about that.
So I was going poop.
You're going poop?
And there was a string from my butt to my poop. And every single time I sat up, my poop came up with me.
Yeah, so let me just, I was sitting in my study, and I was doing some reading when I heard a scream from the bathroom. Obviously, in these troubling times, I expected the worst. But then I heard laughter from my wife, who was helping Ella get some poop off her butt. Poop that had been stuck to a string from her underwear and pulled up with her from the toilet that she couldn't get off. Like the world's worst tale of poop. Was that what it was like, Ella?
Yeah.
Was it scary to have poop connected to your body after it left?
No.
So that's a pretty normal thing for you then?
What else are we going to talk about today?
I understand you want to shift subjects, and that's totally understandable. You're sharing a very personal story, one that we can't always relate to, having poop try to come back into your body.